Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this opportunity I am going to talk about the poem The Lake Isle of Innisfree, written by William Butler Yeats. So what am I gonna do is that I'm going to recite this poem, and afterwards I'm gonna give my personal interpretation or my personal opinion, mentioning the general idea, the message, and the different details of this poem. So let's start. The Lake Isle of Innisfree by William Butler Yeats. I will arise and go now, and go to Innisfree, and a small cabin built there of clay and wattles made. 9 beam rows will I have there, a hut for the honey bee, and live alone in the bee low glade. And I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the vales of the morning to where the cricket sings. There at midnight's all a glimmer, and noon a purple glow, and evening full of the linnet's wings. I will arise and go now, for always night and day, and I hear lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. While I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's grey, I hear it in the deep heart's core. First of all, regarding the structure of this poem, as you can see, this is a 3 stanzas poem, each of them made up of 3 long lines and 1 short. The rhyme scheme is above and the end rhymes are full, so this transmits the feeling of closure and order. So from a general perspective, this poem describes a place located on a rural zone. So we could say that it's an empty place. I mean, there's no one living there. And this place is surrounded by nature, and the most important thing is that the author describes how this place makes him feel. In a general idea, this poem talks about a place where you can find peace, and this place is surrounded by nature and is away from the city. So I want to focus on the 3 stanzas so we can study and analyze the different details that we can find in each of them. So in the first one, the author introduces the place, which is Innisfree, and he also describes all the things that can be found here. So he describes a small cabin built there, the 9 beam rows, and the hive for the honey bee. And something really important is that he emphasizes that the fact that he will be alone there. So that's why we can conclude that this is a place away from the city and that there's no one living there. Also, in the second one, he transmits how this place makes him feel, that he can find peace in this place. Something that caught my attention is that when he said, "For peace comes dropping slow," that in other words he refers to the fact that the pace of life in the city is completely different from the one lived in a remote place, and in this case Innisfree. So afterwards he mentions all the things that can be found there, such as the vales of the morning, the cricket sings, the linnet's wings, which is a bird. So all these natural aspects makes this place a special place for him, because he can rest there and he can find peace there. And in the last one, he expresses his longing feeling, his desire to be there. He wants to be there, even though he's still in the city, because, well, I want you to pay attention to the last lines where he says, "While I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's grey, I hear it in the deep heart's core." In other words, even though he may be in the middle of a traffic or between the crowd, but he wants to be in Innisfree. He has that feeling and wants to be there from the bottom of his heart. So that's really important about this poem, the desire he feels to be in Innisfree. And yeah, all these details I just mentioned represent the thoughts or the ideas that the author wanted to transmit to us, the reader. So in my personal opinion, I think that this is a beautiful way to express how nature can make us feel better, and I think it's a wonderful and beautiful poem. And something that caught my attention is the fact that most of us spend most of our time complying our responsibilities, our obligations, and at some point that can make us feel bad. We can feel too much pressure on us, too much stress. But what I think is that it is not necessary to go to a remote place to get to feel this peace, because, well, we are surrounded by nature, which is it is enough for us to take some minutes to start beholding all this environment that surround us, such as the sky, the moon, the stars, the sun, the crickets sing, the birds sing. So that would be enough for us to find that peace, because we are, wherever we are, we're surrounded by nature, and that's something really important that I wanted to mention. But yeah, I think this is a beautiful poem, and I think that it transmits that feeling that the author had by when he started beholding all these natural aspects that can change a person's perspective and make them feel better with themselves. So this is it, and I just hope you like it. Thanks for watching.